What's up, people? Let's have a little talk about why men cheat. That's one of the biggest mysteries that women have. Why do men cheat? Why? Well, I'm going to tell you. There's 3 reasons why men cheat. Sometimes it's him, sometimes it's you, ladies, and sometimes it's just nature. So with him, it's a lot of times it's more about what's going on inside his chest than what it has to do with you. A lot of men feel insecure in life. They've lost their way and they need affirmation. And one of the biggest affirmations a man can get is a validation from a woman, whether it's emotional, verbal, and yes, ladies, physical. Because the biggest affirmation you can get from a woman is her giving you her body. Feel like you done did something after the woman gives you her body. So men crave, and I'm saying crave, validation from women, pure and simple. A lot of times there's just no expectations afterwards. We go out, we do the do, and that's it. There's no bills, there's no obligations, there's no arguments. It's just unrestricted fun. So, what would cause a man to do that? I'm just talking about him now, on the inside. A lot of it is sometimes it's just sexual infrequency, to where he has a sexual appetite that you cannot match or will not match. Sex is so accessible now on the internet. You get what you want. You can get somebody to date you. You can even find websites that will give you sex because you are married. There are cheaters websites out there. You can get escorts. You name it, you can get it on the web. So the accessibility is high. So a lot of men just go about it because they can. That's a lame excuse, isn't it? It goes a little deeper, just because I can. Women, it has a lot to do with you as well, their partner. Women seem to think that, well, he must not love me because he's having sex with another woman, and nothing could be further from the truth. And that's a tough pill to swallow, ladies, but I can have sex with Sue, Maggie, Joyce, and Danielle, but I love me some Cheryl. You know, it just they could differentiate the two. You know, so you get to that point, then you're saying, well, how in the world can you love me and cherish me and you betray me that way? I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of times his go home and his woman's really disrespectful to him. Respect is the bare minimum that a man has to have from his woman, his kids. Just respects from everybody. That's the bare minimum. And some of y'all treat y'all men like kids, you know, and you thinking they taking it, but all that just goes in the cheat box. You keep putting stuff in the cheat box. That's what we're gonna call it. Some of y'all don't even appreciate your man. I mean, sometimes, you know, he just wants to hear you say thank you and I appreciate you. So if you're not appreciating him and he goes to the club And he bumps into Maggie Sue, and Maggie Sue's telling him how fine he is, how sexy he is, how well dressed he is. Well, he don't hear that stuff at home. So it kind of drags him in. Ladies, you got to sometimes have that Delilah mentality when it comes to your man. What I mean by that, Samson was able to put his head on his woman's lap, Delilah, and tell him everything. Tell him everything. And that's the way she got to his heart. Now, later on, she did betray him, which is going to be my next point. But he felt comfortable because Delilah was his confidant. Now, y'all wonder why your men don't talk to you? And they talk to other women about what's going on in their chest? Because he's afraid to talk to you. Why is he afraid to talk to you? Well, you may be a motor mouth and you go tell your friends. He may not trust you to keep his secrets. And what's worse than that is if you decide to use that secret that he told you against him. So the next argument you get, and he's told you that he was molested as a child and that he has a difficult time grasping life and losing his masculinity, you might say, that's why you got molested. Oh, y'all go for the throat sometimes. And that's pretty severe, but you catch my drift. So that can drive your man in the streets. And sometimes it's just nature. And I'm not condoning it, but sometimes it's just nature. What do you mean by nature? Subconsciously, men are hunters. That's what we do. We're taught to hunt. We're taught to go get. We're gatherers. That's what we get. And part of the get is women. That's what we're taught to do. So if we get a bunch of women, we're the gigolo. We're the player. We the man. Walking down the street with 3 women on your arm. On the flip side, if y'all are promiscuous, as in women, and sleep with a bunch of guys, you're a gigolo. Not a gigolo. I'll take that back. You're a hoe. You a slut. You're a tramp. That ain't fair. But life ain't fair. This is the society that we live in. So we are encouraged to sleep with multiple women. Women are taught to say no. Knee high to a duck. Y'all are taught to say no. So it's just a difference in culture. You got to understand, women, that men are sexually attracted to women visually. Probably 80% of the time, and maybe 20% of that time, he's sexually attracted by her mentality and her mind. But the big difference is, there's not a whole lot a woman can say to a man to make him not want to have sex with her if he's sexually attracted to her. You can say the most outlandish, crazy things, yell, call him out his name or whatever. But if you give it, he take it. Simple as that. On the flip mode, women are mental and emotional. So if a woman can look at that man and be sexually attracted to him, that's 20% of the draw. 20% of that draw for a woman now is visual. The other 80%, he's got to bring it mentally, because a man can get up there and say something crazy and all that sexual attraction will leave. Men have to be careful what he says. The slightest tilt to the left can stop that sexual attraction immediately, regardless of how the man looks. So men are held at a disadvantage, ladies. Y'all know how y'all dress. The mini skirts, the yoga pants, halter tops, You know, y'all got your tats and your heels and all that. All those things are sexually attractive to a man. And he has to resist that temptation. And that's tough on us. There's also this thing called testosterone that gives us our sexual drive. So we're constantly in sex mode because of our testosterone. We can't get rid of it. We don't want to get rid of it, by the way, but that's what we have that y'all don't have. So you also have a distinct advantage to being able not to cheat. Let me bring it home. There's a lot of strip clubs in every city. And 90% of them, no, I'm going to say 95% of them are catered to men. Why? Because men are visual. We're entertained by seeing women with no clothes on. We get aroused, we get entertained, or whatever. Now, you ladies, you really don't want to see what a man's packing until you feeling him. Now, when you feeling him, you want to see. But if you ain't feeling that guy, you don't feel like it, then okay. So that's what we're dealing with. So when a man comes home and he's like filled with all this testosterone, he's horny and ready to go, and he comes to you, and all you do is start complaining and griping about what's going on in your life, and you got a headache, then you leave him to his own devices on that. There's also this thing called dopamine that's addictive. That's the chemical in your body, the hormone in your body that gives you pleasure. So during the sexual act, that's what we're seeking, that fix, that dopamine that we get. It doesn't just come from sex, it can come from any type of stimulation. But when we're stimulated, it comes through that dopamine. And that's in both sexes, by the way. So, those are some of the reasons why men cheat. And some of them just cheat for the heck of it. They just, they're going to cheat regardless of what no matter how good you are, no matter how much you cater to him, no matter how much sex you give him, he's still going to cheat. And those men got problems. They just do. So, here's the thing. I'm not condoning it. I've been cheated on before. It does not feel good. I'm not condoning it, but someone want to know why men are cheating. So here's some things that you can do to prevent your man from cheating, that you can do to prevent it. Now, it's not 100%, but I'm telling you, it's damn near close. Just like getting a college degree. You get a college degree, yeah, doesn't guarantee you a job, but I tell you, looking for a job with a college degree betters your chances than you looking for a job without a college degree. Catch my drift? So that 20% in his brain, his mentality, you feel that mentality with you. So when he leaves out the door, he's like, my God, my woman just made me a great meal. She told me how beautiful our love life is. She called me her rock. We have a great relationship. Ain't no way in the hell I'm gonna mess this up for a piece of booty that I don't know. You take up his mentality with you, with your love, your devotion, your trust. Don't leave him out the house with a bitter taste in his mouth. Those are the things that make a man come home. If he know he coming home and well received by his woman, the woman that he loves, the chances of him cheating are slim, very slim. Now you men that's out here cheating on your woman, if you're doing it to cover up a problem or deal with an issue, guess what? After you have sex with that woman, that issue is still there. That ain't helping nothing by going out to cheat. Men also, you need to count the cost. What are you losing? What are you risking here? You're not just risking your relationship with your woman. If you got a family, you risking that too. Your lifetime earnings, you're gonna be in your pocketbook until them kids is 18. Is it worth it? You count the cost. And man, if you out there cheating on your woman, before you even do it, ask yourself why. Why are you doing it, man? What are you trying to accomplish? You know, a lot of y'all old goats is out there still trying to be players. Yeah, man, you supposed to get that stuff out of your system if there's a such thing. So I'm just saying, brothers. I mean, just think about it before you do it. And if you really, really think about it, 100% of the time, it's not worth it. Y'all take care and good talking to you.